Graphene is used to make quick, reliable tests for viruses like SARS-CoV-2. Graphene is a layer of carbon only one atom thick. Since it was first isolated in 2004, it has found applications in strengthening materials, accelerating electronics, and boosting performance in batteries, among others. It also shows great potential for use in biosensors. These are devices used to detect small concentrations of biomarkers in biological samples, such as blood or saliva. Biomarkers are molecules that suggest the presence of disease. I looked into the latest research to find the most exciting potential applications of graphene in point-of-care tests. This includes diagnostic tests for SARS-CoV-2, the virus responsible for COVID-19, but also detecting other viruses, bacteria, and even cancerous tumors. It's early days. The technology still needs to go through clinical trials and processes need to be developed to manufacture these tests at scale. However, graphene is starting to play a part in healthcare technology. A single atom layer. Because graphene is a two-dimensional material, it has a tremendously high surface-to-volume ratio, which makes it very sensitive to changes in its environment. Think of a vast, calm lake. Any tiny pebble that hits the surface creates a ripple that quickly expands across the water. Similarly, when other substances, even single molecules, hit graphene, they generate small, measurable electrical pulses. Relying on this phenomenon alone to detect SARS-CoV-2 wouldn't work. When used as a biosensing layer in electronic devices, graphene is sensitive down to a single molecule. Yet it can't tell the difference between coronavirus and the flu, the same way the lake would confuse a pebble and a marble. To solve this, researchers have developed chemically modified graphene, coating it with antibodies that bind specifically to SARS-CoV-2. When the virus reaches the sensor and attaches to the antibody, it triggers an electrical signal through the thin graphene layer. SARS-CoV-2 carries all its genetic information in a strand of RNA, which is often used in detection processes like a polymerase chain reaction. A PCR device amplifies the amount of RNA in a saliva sample until it becomes detectable under a microscope. But this process is time-consuming, requires expensive equipment and very specific and expensive reagents, substances used in the labeling and amplification process, or in the preparation of the sample. A graphene-enabled device can detect the virus in swabs and other biological samples. It does so without any of the reagents or treatments used in other tests to extract the specific biomarker from the biological sample. It doesn't require labeling with fluorescent probes to allow detection by optical methods, as done in PCR-based tests. The results are quick, taking only a few seconds compared with the hours it can take for PCR tests. Thanks to the unique electrical properties, graphene-based biosensors could detect smaller amounts of the targeted biomarker than other sensors. Graphene sensors can detect one copy of the virus RNA in 10, one followed by 18 zeros, liters of biological sample, almost like finding our pebble if it were lost in the Mediterranean Sea. For comparison, PCR tests require around 34 billion copies of the virus in 40 milliliter of liquid. Graphene sensors also meet the requirements for the World Health Organization's requirements for efficient point-of-care sensors. As well as speed and sensitivity, some graphene-based sensors bring other advantages, like being printable in a piece of paper. This means it should be simple to incorporate them into lateral flow assays, a cost-effective technology commonly used in point-of-care diagnostics for both lab use and home testing in different areas, such as pregnancy tests and COVID-19 tests. In other words, the graphene swabs send an electrical signal inside of your head, probably causing irreversible damage. Could this be the mark in the forehead that the Holy Bible has warned us about for a little over 2,000 years now? Stay tuned. The next video we'll be going over graphene quantum dots and their functions. Take care.